And so we want to encourage you to know, this being the final part of our message, this is the 9th of September, 2018, part 2 of how do you fight against something that is not flesh and blood, Ephesians 6:10 through 20. How do you fight against something that is not flesh and blood? You know, you may think that God's going to just leap up and tell you what to do. No. See, God doesn't do that. See, that's what he used to do. You'd be in a battle, Joshua would call out, stop the sun, need more time. You could do that. You could do that. You could be in trouble. You'd be Manasseh, in prison, in flesh hooks, suffering, in the dungeon. I understand now. Lift you up, put you back. See, now you got pre-read information that you must know what to do. When the flesh, non-flesh and blood entity comes to you, whether it's problem, your thoughts, or a human being, as we talked about, you're fighting what's in him. You're not fighting a law that had segregation, where whites could not be with blacks. You're not fighting a law that allowed racial profiling in Arizona to just stop a Latino for no reason. You're fighting the devil behind it, hoping you'll leap out that car and get shot, hoping that policeman will shoot you. I got 2 souls for the price of 1. I've ruined his life that shot you, and I got you too. He's alive, you're dead, I got you both. He'll never be able to regroup. Somebody come preach to him in prison. He might have already said, I don't want you, God, when he wasn't in prison. You think problems make people come to Christ if you holy. Problems make people hate Jesus. One of the kings said, I'm not even going to call him because I got a disease in my foot. I want a doctor. I don't even want his prophets around me. Why didn't he come? Because I don't like you, God. And I don't care how much you bring on me. I am not calling on you. You got this thing twisted. That only works for the righteous. The people that want to be brought to the law. It just condemns the unrighteous. Suffering, trauma, and drama. I never think you're going to save somebody just by seeing them. Only the right. That boy came back in 1 Corinthians 5 because he stepped out of line with his mother-in-law. And he ended up repenting and coming back. That's very rare. But the law get the same whooping to everybody. So what do? This thing is invisible. How do I fight it? Let us just describe the spiritual armor tactics you must use and what effect they will have on your enemies within you. Your brethren and the world. 3 areas. Spiritual armor tactics you must use. Not try and pray about, must use. And what effect they will have on your enemies within you. So that's the first line. That's the first line of defense you got. If you can knock them out that's within you, you're in good shape. Your brethren and the world. Look at 2 Corinthians 10 and 3. Let's see what it says. 2 Corinthians 10 and 3. 2 Corinthians 10 and 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not walk the flesh. That's his statement. We talked about the physical equipment of armor last week. So, you're in flesh. But if you think you're going to win a battle with your arms, with your money, with your homies, with your brethren, you lost your mind. And so have I. You don't win battles. I'll pray for you all day. Prayer means nothing if the law doesn't say I will based on heart. It means nothing. It's just some words said. If prayer could change the world, then the world would be saved by Jesus' prayer. It can't. Only the heart that wants to change. So he says, for the weapons of our warfare, so he says, we're not fighting flesh and blood, because if we're fighting flesh and blood, our words cannot knock out a big muscle-bound person or a woman with a weapon. So he says, our warfare are not carnal, but they are mighty, but they're not physical. Why? Through the God. So God makes it mighty. So that's why it doesn't work for the denominational church. To the pulling down of strongholds. A stronghold, something that had. You know, one of the things we have to understand, you just can't pray to God for a stronghold to come down. See, this is a war. When the Lord said, I will fight your battles, Israelites died in those wars. Women cried because their young sons or husbands didn't come home. Their uncle didn't come home. They died, but they were rescued spiritually because they fought in the army of the law. But you have to understand, they have to fight. They have to prepare themselves for battle. They have to go get the spoil. They have to cut people's head off. They were told some nation, leave them there, let's let their bodies stay out. You'll be surprised how many people will walk by and see skeletons. Why you find skeletons today? Some of that stuff was never picked up. Sand blew over it. So when I found about it, man, you're not going to know who that body might have been. A Melchite, the Lord. You don't know about that. But you have to understand, brethren, is God told them, you got to go fight. I'll win the battle. It's by me. But if you don't do anything, you're not a part of it. You get nothing. You get none of the spoil. He says, casting down imagination. See, this is what you and I are battling. Imaginations. Thoughts that men come up with. You know, you think you're going to get that by praying? No, you have to go and do something to make that happen, brethren. You can't just pray about those issues. How do we know that? Because this is an imagination. Look what the word means. 3053. A computation that is figuratively reasoning, conscience, conceit, imagination, thought. It just doesn't mean to come up with a thing. I computed this. Since women have the Holy Spirit as we do, they can baptize. I computed. What was my conscience? I did this when I was broke. I wasn't drunk. So I said, well, if there's a man not there, so you know why you really want to be hated and loved by heaven like Jesus? Say stuff that make people wake up and know exactly what you're talking about, and then you'll have the same hatred that Jesus. Then you read it with it. You're just doing a bunch of vague nonsense. You feel good when you leave. You haven't helped nobody. And you probably threw yourself off a little. Because that makes excellent sense. There's no male here. There was a flood. You know how many people could have baptized with all that water we had in Harvey? How many women could have did baptized in the church that day? You had people worshiping at home. Husband offshore working something he couldn't leave and stuck in Galveston or something. My computation says this makes sense. Because he's got to be baptized. What if he died in the morning? See, well, no one stopped and said, well, no, he's not going to die in the morning, because if he dies in the morning, God was through with him anyway. If he doesn't, then God's waiting for a man to come. Because it's God's message. And every image shows a man. Why? Because Christ is masculine. So therefore, Christ must do the baptizing. So to show the image is right, I just need to see a masculine body up there. Not a homosexual woman who's had herself disfigured to become a man, a real male. And that's it. And he must be in the church, and he must coincide with the message. Whether he going to go get a drink and run women later are irrelevant. They're right about that. So that imagination must be torn down by what I just said. See, that was nothing but word, but those words were sharp as any sword you could use. You don't know that? You just lost the battle to non-flesh and blood. You lost. It doesn't matter whether you didn't know you lost. People are told they lost. That's why we celebrate Juneteenth in Texas. Because it was days, months, weeks, however long later, that the message had not gotten brought down officially to say, y'all free. Black people are free. You already lost the battle in Texas. No matter what. You still lost the battle. And if anything would have happened technically between then and now, as some slave being slain, you could literally go to court. You say, wait, man, you supposed to beat this guy anyway because he wasn't supposed to be your slave the day that came by. You lost. So in law and court, you lost. So we have to understand that's what the imagination, that's what Paul's saying. He said, this is what we fight. The thoughts, the configuration. Look what else he said. He says that in every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, so if something should rise up and it would exalt itself against God's knowledge, that is to say, one of the brethren are saying, okay, well, we don't have to worship on the first day of the week. We can do some things a little different. But he's going to use his leadership power. He exalts himself against knowledge already written by God that the first day of the week is when we should worship. Not on Saturday, because we're not on the Jewish clock. See, the Jews are the only ones on that clock with the month of Abib, where the sundown starts today. They're the only nation on that clock. So that clock is not given to the saints because we're not Jews physically, Jews spiritually. So therefore, he exalts himself and he presses you down. And you got that happening now. You got that happening now. It's going to get so big, your prayers won't stop because God is going to let you know. Did you fight? What is the word the Lord said in the 5 letters in Revelation? Fight. He did not say pray. He said fight. He says, or else I'm going to come and fight against it. So if you're not fighting for what is right, what should be propagated in the church, how things should be stated in the church, how things should be handled in the church, you've already lost your battle to non-flesh and blood. You just don't realize that. How does it affect you? It permeates your life, your walk. You think you're going to stay balanced at work, at home? You really think you're going to stay balanced at home, disrespecting what God has said?
Amen.
See, that's how people get into extramarital affairs. That's how that happens. You don't wake up one morning, take a deep breath, drinking coffee. So I think I'm going to go get me another man today. No, it hugs you like a big bear. And it's too heavy for you to carry. You've been in the church 20, 30 years. You used to think one way. You can't no more. Why? Because God says, no, you lost to non-flesh and blood. And I can't help. All your physical weapons are no good. Money, things, your position in the church, they're irrelevant because they're physical, because they're carnal. You haven't battled spiritual. You've just been fighting physical. People see you walk in, you got a title, doctor, something. It's physical. It's not spiritual. So what happens is you lose, and so the thing that exalted itself against God, Paul says, the words that we say, he said, it destroys that. Because we let him know, no, you can't rise up. Well, I got my money, I got my name on the money. I'm the head of the church. Say, well, that's okay. Okay, so then begin the day, those that want to go to heaven will just leave, and then you can have it. And see, you haven't hurt them at all, because what you have now is a city that's a desert with nothing but owls in it. Hoot. That's what the Lord said, owls and bats. What you going to do with an owl or a bat? Nothing. Well, that's a representation of this city is nothing. You have nothing in there. People that see but don't do nothing. Fly and screech but don't accomplish anything spiritual. So look at the next thought. He says, and bring into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. So any thought that you might have, whether it's, if we do something good for someone, that will bring them to the Lord. Now the Lord says, don't come for something that was done good to you. So you're sending a dual message. So he's going to bring that into captivity. What type of captivity? He's going to capture it. And what do you do with prisons you capture? I think a lot of people realize you destroy them. You destroy them. That's what he's going to do. See, that which he captured before is to save. That which does not want to be saved today will be captured to be destroyed. That's why he had to get them from the captive Satan, because he was going to destroy us. Now, what else does he say? Verse 6. And having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience. So you have to be ready to avenge. How do you avenge? Okay, now you got to pay it back. How do you pay it back? Not by punching it in the mouth. By saying the things to what you used to do will destroy them. No, I'm not getting high with you anymore. No, I'm not going to steal with you anymore. I'm moving out. You can have an apartment. I don't want to live with you. I'll go back and live with my mama now before I stay with you again living in sin. See, you don't think those words mean anything, but those words are the battle of which the Lord solidifies the heart. So you say, you know, man, he crazy. He might come out there. Better for you to die than to go to hell. Amen. He says, do not fear him that can destroy the flesh. He said, if I leave him, he'll kill me. You do better letting him kill you. Because I'm telling you, if you stay with him and you die like that, you're going to hell. See, now that's a weapon I just said. That just it doesn't matter if you accept it. I just destroyed and killed what you thought, if you think like that, would live. I just killed it. It doesn't matter whether you agree or like it. It was just destroyed. And this is why sometimes people look at their lives, and you know what people do? They take an inventory. They reckon. They take an inventory. I still got my stuff. I still got my things. I still got my help. My kids are in college or my kids in grade school. I got this. I got that. Everything's okay. My leg just got operated on. I used to couldn't walk. I can walk again. I feel great. You think tragedies, they're no different than blessings. None of them can you use to validate if you're with Christ. I've known people that go through tragedies, and when they come out the tragedy, they said, the Lord has given me the power to heal. Because they said, we brought him out the tragedy of the stroke, so they gave him the power to heal. I can heal people now. I asked him for it. They didn't bring them to Christ. It pulled them further away. And you have to understand, if you pay vengeance on that which caused disobedience, then you have just used a weapon that destroys what got you in trouble with God. And it only happens when your obedience is fulfilled. That's why he has win now. He says you got to pay it back. And when you have now obeyed, not talking about not going to the club anymore, drinking, partying, howling all night. When you do it, he says, because if you can't obey it, here's what happens. Let me tell you something about a weapon. You don't try to kill something, you kill it. In a war, you kill it. You either kill it or it kills you. That's what you have to understand about a war. This isn't a war any different than a physical. It's spiritual. But it's the same concept. If you don't kill an enemy, he never let you go. Saul never quit following Abner until Abner killed him. He ran like a roe, a small deer animal. He just ran and he was fast and he wouldn't stop and he had communication with him and he told him, man, go back. Second time he popped him in because your enemy does not let you go. And that's what Abner had to learn. They're not going to let you go. They're not going to stop coming after you. And he knew if I kill him, Joab not going to stop. And Joab didn't. Joab finally got him. You don't get a pass card. There is no break. There is no holiday break like some military take. Peace, ceasefire for 5. No, 5 to 6 days. No. It doesn't let you live. So how are you going to win the battle? When you obey. So how do you fix it? The minute you say no, you've obeyed, and then you don't go back. That's how you fix it, brother. There's no other way. It's a joke if you've been told something different. Verse 7. Do you look on things after the outward appearance? If any man trust himself that he is Christ, let him of himself think this again, that as he is Christ, even so are we Christ. He said we belong to Christ too. For though I should boast somewhat more of our authority, which the Lord had given us for edification, and not for your destruction, I should not be ashamed. He says, if I utilize this boasting of what I'm doing, and I utilize it to build you up, then I won't have any shame. I mean, that's because I'm building you up. I've accomplished something. That won't be any embarrassment. He says, that I may not seem as if I would terrify you by letters. For his letters, they say, are weighty and powerful. His bodily presence is weak. His speech, contemptible. Can you believe? That's why I was telling you this morning before we began this message, brethren. Do you understand what a famine is? See, they were talking about Paul. So he's weak. He's old. He can't see good. And when he talked, Paul's voice, his speech, the way he talked, he already said it was rude. Paul wasn't eloquent. Anybody say Paul was eloquent do not know what rude speech is. It's plain. He just comes to you, you're going to die if you don't change. They be like, this guy's a buffoon, man. That's why when he went to Mars here, they used to, man, orators coming out. Orators. They used to be like Diogenes, man. That guy come up there. Man, when he said something, it was on. He came up there talking about, you got to love the law. What? So you saying we going to die lost? You will die lost. This guy's a babbler. That's so impressive of him. So the saints had the same impression. This guy don't know nothing. He said, so you going to judge me how I look now and how I talk? So I told you I was rude in speech. I claim nothing of knowledge to bring to you. I didn't bring you Judaism. I claim nothing of knowledge. other than Christ and His crucified. So it wasn't about me. It wasn't about how I spoke. So if you understand a famine, let me explain something about a famine. Some of you have never seen a famine. Some of you will never see a famine. I don't care how old you live, depending on where you live. Some of you may hear of a famine, so you can understand it. See pictures. A famine is where God does not allow anything to grow. And when you follow the law of sow and reap 100%, and you put the seed in the ground and you water it, if you have water, it does not grow. Does He violate His law? No. Because the Lord says the soil has to be right. So what does He do? He poisons the soil. As far as your two and my two little beady eyes can see, all the land that you knew used to grow. He doesn't violate His own law. He said, I poison that. You can get they can bring in shipments of seed from all over the world. And nothing's going to grow. And some scientists sit back with Coke bottle, thick eyeglass, and tell you why it's not growing. You want to tell them, man, I don't want to know that. I want to know how to make it grow. I don't want a science lesson. And what you have to understand about a famine is your prayers and your desires mean nothing to God. Look in the book of Acts. It means nothing to God. The saints prayed, nothing. Macedonia had food. Other nations had food, nothing. All of Judea, nothing. Or dirt. Famine. The Lord said in the Old Testament He was going to cause a famine among His people, but not a food, the word. So what does that mean? The righteous, they had the word in their heart. It was with them. But men that were unrighteous that now reach after the Lord had told, they were going to try to find out. That's what you hear now, Jesus. It's the famine's kicking off. I hope you're ready. Why the churches that teach right? Well, you used to have one, but you didn't like it. You wouldn't have come. So you thought, because you got your little Bible in your hand, some kind of way you go, He not with you no more.
Amen.
You couldn't teach the truth right now if you wanted to. You couldn't find enough people to put together leadership if you wanted to. You can't find your own family supporting the idea. It's a famine. And only the holy will find the word of God. He said men will run to and fro. Said, tell us of the old stories. No. The Lord pointed to one area. He said, I can fix it so sweet. Well, you could bring the word to a man and he would say, I can't open that seal because I'm not authorized. I can't go in that message. It's too deep for me. Man, it takes a person who knows how to do this. I'm not authorized to open it. He said another guy he take it to, he say, I can't read. I can't read, man. I'm authorized, but I can't read this. So some of us think we're so smart because of, I'm not talking about present company. I'm talking about whoever listens, whoever, anywhere in the world. This thing goes everywhere. Some of us think we're so smart that somehow that can't help us. That's what Israel said. The temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, Jeremiah, he would never do this. God wiped them out. Israel is the biggest joke on the earth right now. The place where the temple was, there's a Muslim. Look it up. There's a Muslim mosque there. There's a Muslim. I mean, they will blow them Israelites if they put their foot there. That's why so much all about this used to be our problem. You don't have nothing no more. Just another nation like America. You're nothing. Now, you can't be somebody to become a Christian. So that's a famine. Wiped you out. God said, you're nothing to me. He can do that anywhere at any time. And in the church, look around you, brethren. There's a famine. Leadership is dinosaurs. Women doing the works of the saints that are males has begun. You know what the famine is now? The righteous men is standing together. It's starting. See, famine, it just started and says, this area don't grow no food, and this area does all just making it roll, so you want to act right, for you know it, it's there. It's there. One of the things you have to understand is, brethren, is that some of us deserve this. we deserve a whole plate full of it. Because we just do not act right with the Lord. We don't take his word seriously. We think we can just do what we want because we got a few dollars in our pocket. And here's another place the famine has hit. In the house. Where the men's supposed to be. Oh, they're there sometimes physically. But not there as a male. I'm talking about Church of Christ. I'm not even, the world is already in famine. I'm talking about the saints. Because that's where the famine was affecting. It was hitting the saints, and the saints brought money to the saints. They didn't bring a dime to the Roman citizen unless you happen to be in the same family and connected, or you found out about. They did not advertise. The elders handed it out to the saints that they knew. The saints that were affiliated with saints that they knew. It was collected for the saints. You see, every time you see that word saint, you can take it to the bank. That famine in Judea had nothing to do with helping the world. It was for the saints. And if it's any time God wanted to send a message to help the world, that would have been it. Why didn't it? Because he's not in the same ministry of brethren in feeding the world. He already does that. But not because to bring them to him. He does that to show you should be coming to me longer. So that's why he doesn't send us out to go feed the world. You didn't know that? You know what the Bible says in 2 Corinthians 4? It's because we're lost. He says, if the gospel is here, which is good news, I'm not talking about faith, repentance, confession, and baptism, because he wrote that to the saints. The saints that don't know what to do is because they're lost. Right. It's a famine. You don't know where the food at. So in the home now, what do you have? You think you fighting him? You fighting spiritual power. He's not going to take care of you. He don't want to take care of you. He don't want to contribute. He's not going to get no job. He don't want no job. He's not bringing no money into the house. Not a dollar. And he'll eat up everything now. And that's where the children get mad. You'll throw daddy out. And if you keep talking to him, he'll swing on you too. And you want to say, well, the men there, where was you at? Was it time to study the law? Where were you down? I have to see if you can't say that, be quiet and go to work and suffer. Because you're going to suffer. Because you don't appreciate the righteousness of God. Because you're fighting physical when you should have been fighting spiritual. And you should have started with ground zero. You first. Front line. The your front. You heard the Russian front? The your front. Where the enemy is right there. And there you are. All you got to do is knock him out. And you can do it. Game over. They don't even get to the second and third line of defense. But you're not. Why? Because you disagree with God. Didn't like the system of marriage from the start. I'm not talking to many sisters on the earth. I don't think I should be contrary to a man like I'm in the 50s. Would they be alone in the 2020s? Be alone and eat some ice cream and be quiet. Turn the TV on whenever you want. By yourself. If you like it, then do it. But when you step outside in your mind with God and start thinking about a man in the wrong way, he's going to kill you. Because he told you, I got a remedy for that. I got a remedy for that. The man has everything. We're going to talk about tonight. Are you thankful that you're a woman? Or do you wish you're a man? You're on your way. If you're a woman, you wish you were a man, you're on your way to hell. You can just say, well, I like a blue seat in hell. I like blue. Because you're on the way. If you're a man and you wish you were a woman, you're on your way to hell. You don't have to act like one, just wish you were. Man, women, they get it made, man. People holding the door for me, I take care of everything, man. I'm tired. I gotta go to work. She's sitting up here cooking bacon. Man, you wish you were a woman? You can preach 1,000 messages and save 1,000 souls. You will, Matthew 7:21. You're on your way to hell. You're on your way to hell. And God's gonna make sure he gets you there on time. Because you should be thankful. When God made everything, he said, it's good. Are you mad that there's men and women? I don't want to serve a God gonna tell me what I should like. Get your ticket ready, girl, because you're on your way to hell. You're in your homosexual vile thoughts. Whether you're the kind that tattooed up, letting everybody know you're homosexual, talking loud, cussing, acting crazy, looking like a little dude. Or if you want that walks around pristine like you the first lady of the nation, You on your way to hell because God looking past it, like Paul said, I'm looking at your spirit. I'm looking at your spirit. Your spirit's telling me you mad that I have male and female owners. I'm going to put you in hell. See, this thing was never about you coming here, making money, and doing things. That's an ice cream on top of the cake. It was about fear God, Ecclesiastes 12, and keep his commandments. This is your duty. That's what it was about. When he made you, before Solomon wrote that, everybody made, here's a little man, here's a little woman. Fear God and keep his commandments. That's what I put you in for. The rest you can have what you want. Just don't violate. And what's the first thing they do? Out the gate. After so long, they violate. This is what man does. Oftentimes you hear saints, they'll say, we got a decision to make. My question to you is, do you ever go to the leadership and talk to them about it? You think, well, I can make a decision of my own. Okay, so when you make it of your own without counsel and a multitude of counselors, there's safety. So since you're not, see, because when you make those decisions, one of the first things that get throughout the window, when you make those kind of decisions, you take this and pitch it. That's the first thing out the decision. Okay, now what am I going to do? So that's why he says, this book says, as soon as you make a decision, start here. And this will tell you, okay, whatever you decide, okay, make sure you run about that shit. So you're going to do what you want to do. Now, when all drama from Satan hits you, prayer doesn't fix it. How do we know that? In Jeremiah, they said when we were making cakes to the Queen of Heaven. This was their statement. You look up Queen, Jeremiah, you'll find a story because Queen is not there enough for you to get lost in Jeremiah. He says, our husbands were with us. We were together as a family. Like going to the Baptist church, Catholic church, Methodist, Muslim, Buddhist. He said we were blessed in our lives. But the minute we stop, trauma hit. Well, Jeremiah takes his time. Does he understand? I said, well, I understand your ignorance. So he tells me, he said, listen, that's because the Lord was patient with you. At first you were coming to the temple, you were worshiping and living right. And then you start making these cakes to the queens of heaven, crying for Tammuz. See, Tammuz is a Phoenician deity. So they were weeping, oh, Tammuz, like weeping, oh, Vishnu, oh, Pastor, oh, Rev, crying and desiring him. And so the Lord said, okay, he says, there's different times, Tammuz crying different. God, this is Israel's history. So when it gets to Jeremiah, he says, well, what happened is through this battle they lost to non-flesh and blood, he says, God was being patient with you. That's why I still looked good. While you and your husband going, talking about the Queen of Heaven, she's a beautiful God and all that. And so then when his slow wrath hits, like Ecclesiastes said from Solomon, now you're hit. But you're going to church now. You repented because you listened to my word. They took years of disrespecting God, and then they wanted a repair, bam, real fast. That's not how it works. Now that you're doing right and going to church, Jeremiah said, keep doing it, don't stop. No, what you said we're not going to do. We're going to bake cakes again to old girl, and our men going to be with us like we was before, because we all torn up, family torn up, arguing with each other about right. But the Lord said, that's what I brought a sword. Because even in the house, it starts to separate those who are going to hell and those who are going to hell. This is how it is. And so he says, okay, just hang in there, keep doing what you're doing. They said, no, we're not. We're out of here. And we're bringing you with us. Chained him up, took him on to Egypt. But he was spared. He was spared. They were destroyed. God said, I hate them so. I don't even want them to be brought. He said, let them know they're going to die in Egypt too. Then I'm going to bring no bodies back. Like I did Joseph. I want them dead in Egypt. I don't even want their flesh in my dirt. God says, I'm sending a message. And they did. They didn't know they made it back. Not even to be buried. So what are you saying, Ozan? I'm saying, in your life, you'll be doing crazy stuff, disrespectful, talking crazy, putting stuff in your nose and your mouth you shouldn't, looking at stuff with your eyes that God told you don't look at. And then and your life will be just rolling, and it'll hit, bam! And you come back to the Lord, I've sinned against the Lord, I'm glad to be home. And then all of a sudden you might lose your job. Car might get destroyed. A couple of things going on. When I was out there sinning, that was going good. I know. Because it's patient with you. And now his wrath has hit, and he's not going to put it up just because you're coming back. Amen. Because he told Job. Job put his hand on his mouth immediately. He said, I'm not through. Next chapter, gird up your loins and stuff. I don't care what you put in your hand in your mouth. I'm not through talking to you. Gird up. I got some more to tell you. Where was you at when I made Leviathan? You scared him. Y'all all scared of him. Y'all can't even kill him. If I don't let him die, he'd eat you up alive. He said, what about they starting now? More. Then when he was through, he said, okay, now what I want you to do, I need you to talk to me about your 3 friends. Because your 3 friends got you in trouble. So me and you okay, but I need you. Could you imagine talking to God on behalf of somebody that got you in trouble with him? Let me say that again. I don't think y'all heard me. Can you imagine talking to God about somebody that got you in trouble with him? We can do it, man. Come on, join in with us. Put our hands together, and then you get in trouble with God. And now you got to go and talk to him about them before he even heal you or your trouble. Imagine that. That's what that was Job. But the Lord said, yeah, you're going to do it if you want. He never promised him nothing either. Once he did it, then he blessed him with his healing. He never told Job, if you do these things, I will heal you. So Job proved he's a really righteous guy. Yeah, they got me in trouble. I'm going to talk to God for them. And then he got well. And they brought him money. And everybody came in. God never says, I'm going to heal you. He never promises healing. See, the righteous know, I'm going to go to God for you. Regardless of what he does for me after this. Even though you the reason I'm in trouble, I'm still going to go to God for you. Amen. Looking for nothing in return but salvation at the end of the road. But God said, no, I'm going to give you more than that, Job. Because they was crooks. I should have killed them. But since you talked to me about them, I'm going to spare them. And I'm going to bless you too. See, if you want to be in that group, you have just defeated non-flesh and blood entities. If not, you lost your battle like the cartoon. The cartoon walks away and his legs stay there and his top body go and fall. Y'all seen the cartoon before. That's you. That's me. Amen. Cutting didn't even know you was cut. Bleeding and he was about to say, hey, your leg bleeding. What? And your kid running, what? I don't know I got that cut, Mom. You're some bad boy. You better watch what you're doing. You end up getting some type of disease or to cut your leg off. You didn't even know you was cut. You've been cut. Nevertheless, brethren, if you look at the thought of understanding here. Brethren, Brother Anthony Carr taught us a lesson many years ago in helping us to understand that you are a soldier. You're a soldier in God's army. And you got to understand what that means. You're going to have a battle every day. You know the thing about soldiers, they go on what is called patrols. See, you're in enemy territory. The minute you wake up in enemy territory. You're on someone's land that doesn't belong to you. See, you've taken back your life. And Satan wants it back. So you got to go on patrol every day. When you rise up, you better come up with all the armor Ephesians talked about. You go back and read that. You have to understand that. You talk about, I'm not doing about, all I did was, you know how many times you've done this? You wake up and you say, all I did was woke up. I know. And when you wake up, the only break you get is when you're sleeping. Sometimes then you get ganked. Y'all busting your heart, remember a big old dude on my bed trying to hit him with something, you know? Because the devil don't stop. That's why I tell the Lord, you pray, Lord, protect me when I sleep. As much as you can, get alarm, lock doors, that's about it. They're busting that through the top window. There's no alarm busting that, jump all on you all the time. It's in on the news. But you have to understand, when you wake up, it's full game now, no holds barred. And you are going on patrol. They go on patrol because they go to say, how far is the perimeter? Has the enemy got closer? Where is he at? Sometimes step on the ball, boom, oh, John's leg's gone. That's it for him. That's it for him. He got blew up. He wasn't paying attention. He can't walk right anymore. So you have to watch those things. And you have to understand, principalities. Listen, saints. One of the things that we need to deal with is the male was first. The woman was made for him. When you go against a male who is older and knows he is first, you have to use the scriptures that attack his spirit and not his person. See, one of the meanings of principalities is it was first. It's before you. So that's very powerful. See, you might not think, but that's why you can't get stuff done you like spiritually. Because there's something now spiritual first. Guess who was first? Satan. He's before all men. He was that way. He was that way before he was made. He's first. You gotta know how to attack. You go, hey, Satan, you're a loser. Do you think that? But you're a loser, Satan. You're going to hell forever. Oh man, so tell me, I already knew that. I knew that. He'll tell me something I don't know. Bring it. If you're so bad, bring it. And so you have to know how to attack. Look at Judges chapter 4. Look at Judges chapter 4. Brethren, may God help you and me. Brethren, if you can master this, like we taught it last week in the evening. Sometimes I flip the message, try to catch people who weren't there. I understand we got things to do, but just make sure you can handle your business while you're doing them things. Judges 4:1. And the children of Israel again did evil in the sight of the Lord when Ehud was dead. And the Lord sold them into the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan, and reigned in Hazor. The captain of the host was Sisera, which dwelt in Harosheth of the Gentiles. I remember Keith taught that. I don't forget. He took us through Judges, man. He said, and once again they sinned against the Lord. And then they were blessed, and then once again they sinned against the Lord. Never forget that. He said, verse 3, and the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, for he had 900 chariots of iron. It's time to cry. 900 chariots made out of iron. You can't even burn iron. You shoot a fire arrow, and they don't do nothing. 900 chariots made of iron. And 20 years he mightily oppressed the children of Israel. 20 years, man, you got chariots of iron roll through that. 20, can you imagine 20 years? Some people die. You got a kid that was in your arm with a baby. He's 20 now, man. Yeah, watch, man, sister or something else. How long has he been there? Since before you born? What? And Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapidot, she judged Israel at that time. Now, this doesn't make her an evangelist. Amen. This makes her a judge. All women are judges that have the name of Christ stamped on their heart. They can judge a situation. That's why we tell women, you don't get no pass card. Sometimes women get excited and say, I'm glad I'm not a brother. Why? You still got to say something in the church. You got to say at the right time. What if Deborah say, I'm glad I'm not Barack, man. Well, I'm glad I'm not Barack, man. Shoot. Boy, he going to be in trouble. The Lord said, no, you go tell him. You go tell him he needs to go fight. That's what we're telling you. Tell your sisters. They need to go tell that brother that don't want leadership and having women baptized. He's wrong. You still, when you get to heaven, Lord will say, I will let you in, but you didn't talk enough. Now, you talked about everything else, coffee, clothes, but you didn't talk to my people about what they wasn't doing. I don't know you either. You know you don't get a pass because you're a woman. Please. Who told you that? That's not in the Bible. So he says, and she dwelt under the palm tree of Deborah. She had a tree between Ramah and Bethel and Mount Ephraim. And the children of Israel came up to her for judgment. So they would come up, like you come up to women now. I got a case going on, so tell what's happening with me and my co-workers. She can tell you. She can tell you. Don't make her no evangelist. So it says, verse 6, and he sent and called Barak, the son. She sent for Barak, son of Abinoam, out of Kadesh, Naphtali, and said unto him, hath not the Lord God of Israel commanded you, saying, go and draw toward Mount Tabor, and take with thee 10,000 men of the children of Naphtali, and of the children of Zebulun? So didn't he tell you that? Everybody know about it, Barak, what's going on? And I will draw to thee to the river Kishon, Sisera, the captain of Jabin's army. Listen, see, this is the power of this guy. You got Jabin, it's Jabin's army. Sisera's the captain. He is a bad boy. This guy been stomping Israelites for 20 years. And it says, but Barak's time to go with his chariots and his multitude, and I will deliver him into our hand. You understand, when they go, they realize we're outnumbered, we're going to get whooped. And you should, but I'm not fighting flesh and blood. I am fighting a principality. Jabin's army is there first. So how do I go and battle this? He said, Lord, I'm going to deliver him to you. Okay, but wait a minute. Now, hold on. Barak is scared. So Deborah has to deal with another principality. Guess what the principality is? Barak. He's there first. He's a man. And that's it. He's not changing that. He's supposed to lead the battle. Deborah can't go lead. No. How are you going to get this guy to do what the Lord is saying? And I'm in trouble if I don't get him to do it, because God has told me I am to judge. That's to every sister in here listening around the world. Yeah, you got to judge. You thought it might have been a pass card. There is no pass cards from heaven. And so he says here, verse 8, and Barak said unto her, if thou wilt go with me, then I will go. But if thou wilt not go with me, then I will not go. That's just like you saying, brother, you got to be strong. I know you fear other men. I know they sat you down before. They challenged you. They basically tried to get you run out the congregation, but the law's with you. You still got to go to battle. You still need to ordain the very leaders that they don't like, because their scripture. And he say, well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go and talk to them. But when we talk to them in the church meeting with everybody, I expect, when I say, who understands what I'm saying, I expect you to stand up and say something. You're not supposed to go, no, brother, I'm not getting. Oh, yeah, you better, Deborah. You better handle your business, Deborah. Because when in the church meeting, I got the scripture. I'm with this brother 100%. That's all he's saying. I need you to be with me. I need you to be with me, not fight me, with me in this, because I know you, Deborah, you're right. Verse 9, she said, I will surely go with thee. Notwithstanding the journey that thou takest shall not be for thine honor. It's not going. He said, let you know up front, though, it's not going to be for your honor. For the Lord shall sell Sisera into the hand of a woman. And Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kadesh. They whooped him good, but God wanted Sisera killed. He wanted his life taken from him. Because God knew if I cut his head off, I got the rest of the snake. It's not going to bother nobody. And then a woman, I believe her name is Jaleel, she killed him. That's the woman that received him in. He trusted her, knew the fact. Come on in. She said, come on, hide from him. Put him down. Said, now you hide here. Give him some warm milk. What the warm milk do? Put you to sleep. Took a nail and knocked it in that boy's head. And came out and said, it's been safe. I got Sisera and he's dead. Nailed that boy to the floor. Because God is showing, I'm going to win a battle through whoever I choose. He was like, no, Barak, you're not going to put him to sleep, though. You're going to whoop the army. But I'm going to take a woman hand and put him to sleep. And I'm going to use this woman to encourage you to do it. So what that brother said, when my brother rise up. And he said, brother, look, I got, sister, you don't understand. I got that brother, brother so-and-so. He has been after my head since I got here. She said, okay, just go on and battle. Don't worry about it. And another sister rise up. He don't know nothing about it. He don't know nothing about her. She been quiet, been sitting there quiet. And she said, I have something to say too. I want to read this scripture. And brother so-and-so, you understand, this is a church meeting, so I can tell you, brother, what you just said is not even in the Bible. And we have plenty of men qualified for leaders. So brother, if you don't want to be a part of leadership anymore, you can just stop. But this brother is ordained to ordain leaders. And he should. And anybody else got scripture to go against that? We're done. She got him. Jaleel pop that boy. Give him some milk. Tell him about the Bible. Give him some warm milk. Put him to sleep spiritually. And get that entity that has no flesh and blood and tap it in his head. Brother, I've listened to you since I was a youngster. You just like a dad to me, but on this point you're wrong. On this point you're wrong, brother. Got that boy. It's game over. You don't think that's how it works? Then you lost. You don't understand what you're fighting. If you're here not a member of the church, you have to recognize you're not fighting hair, flesh, blood, big muscles, pretty cars, whatever, pockets full of money. You're not fighting positions in the church. God been in the church 40 years and he's the loved elder of the whole city of Houston. You're fighting what's behind that individual. That they're first. And you better believe they are before you. They're principality. And God's not going to go and put you before them. He's not. But what he will do is knock them out just like he did Sisera. And you have to accept that, brother. If you're here not a member of the church, you got to realize there are things that are first before you. Already. Those demons, they got you. All those sins that you've committed, they are etched in heaven. And that is a memorial not for your good but for your bad. God remembers you're dead and you have no desire to live again. You can change that today if you want to be baptized. How? See, I've been baptized already. Not for Christ. You know how many people have been dipped in water? Acts 19 shows 12 people dipped in water. They're already talking about Jesus, waiting for him to come. If you look at the story, Acts 19, 1 to 5, it sounds just like Paul. I mean, what is Paul's problem? What is his story? He just wanted everybody to be attached to his name, that Paul has something to do with everybody's baptism. No. He said, you're not saved yet. He says, you can't tell me how to receive the Holy Ghost. You don't know what it means. You're lost. And you're not lost as a saint. You're lost, period. You're not even in the beloved. And once they explained to him, we know John's baptism. No, John couldn't have possibly told you what I know, because it wasn't introduced to John. Because John was dead when it's developed on the day of Pentecost. So he says, John just told you, get rid of him that's coming. I'm telling you, he's came. It's time for you to get baptized and be saved. And they do. And they're safe. And if it wasn't for that, there'd be no Ephesian church that he would be right to, because he wouldn't have a connection with it other than through them. And from that, it blossoms in 2 years. Guess what they got? Elders. Ouch! In 2 years. I've never seen brethren argue a lot about baptism. No. I've seen no scripture that literally said thou must baptize immediately. It's always an example. What's the example on leadership? 3 years max. 3 years max. So what if we took 3 years to baptize him? He's been coming. He doesn't know enough, brother. He doesn't know enough. The Bible didn't say when, it just said they did. I don't feel he's ready. They'd be hollering, this guy's a heretic, writing books about you, have your name all in lights. I told you it was a famine, right? And his leadership. One day, many of you going to outlive me. I'm going to be cold on the ground. You're going to be hustling looking for a church. This one might not even exist no more. Let it keep rolling. Don't let somebody slip up. Be hustling. Man, you can hustle. Man, I have to drive. Man, I drive. We take sounds and nuts 150 miles just to worship. Everybody else got women preaching. Tell me it's going to happen. I remember the time people would laugh at you if you say a woman baptized. I remember the time when people would laugh at you if they said a big old church in Houston washing feet for any purpose other than somebody's feet got dirt on a journey. And nobody thinks that means anything. Why? Why? Because we wasn't running with the Lord anyway. It doesn't matter time before we give out the fumes. But you know what, brother? That's a time when it'll be good to be dead. That's some saints right now. They so glad they dead. If they knew what was going on, they'd be like, man, thank God he put them out for now. Because y'all dealing with some nonsense. Nevertheless, stand. Because when they fall, when the fall starts, you just see something too. But when they fall all the way, your prayers will do nothing for them. Just make sure, like the Lord said, Daniel would only save himself. He said, because I'm through with this group. And when he says, fling them from my eyes, how can anything disappear from God? God says, hell is open and naked to me. I see everything. But what he means is, my eye, I don't accept them. So Jeremiah, get them out the way. Don't come to me no more about them people. Get them out my face. Those are metaphors. God has no face. He has no eyes. Metaphors to let us know, I'm through with you, man. I told you what to do. And now you crying to me? The Lord said, the Lord said in Proverbs, the whole message Solomon writes, he says, because I want you to have wisdom. I can't wait till you get old. I can't wait till you get old as brother so-and-so. I need you to get it now. Because I take the young man, I'm going to make him wise now. Because he's not going to live that old. And if he do, I'll be through with him by the time he's 30. So I need him to get it now. This is something I wrote Proverbs. He says, so the young man can be wise. I don't have time to wait for everybody to get old. Young man to be wise. Come together and work together. Youth with wisdom, older men with wisdom, women older with wisdom, young women with wisdom. Come together and something can be accomplished instead of a bunch of nonsense. Work and appreciate the effort that all the men and women do at the congregation that you're at. And show up with a heart that says, I'm ready. Because I'm tired of guessing what's going to happen to me when I die. You understand what Paul's saying? He's only repeating what Peter and them preach. Acts 2. Men and brethren, what shall we do? Verse 37. Peter didn't miss a beat, didn't stutter. Let's pray about it and join as he said. Repent and be baptized, every one of you, in the name of Jesus Christ for the remission of sins, and you shall receive the gift of the Holy Ghost. He didn't say pray like Joel Osteen teaches, pray. So we get mad. Why he call his name out? Because some people don't even know that. Sometimes people are challenging you and say, he doesn't do that. I said, man, I don't even go to that church. I know he do it. What he do is all over the internet, man. I remember people used to challenge and say he don't say. I remember I saw the guy one night saying, repeat the prayer to me. I remember people tell me, he don't say repeat the sinner's prayer. I said, well, then I must have been drunk, and I don't drink. But I know what I saw. I wasn't sleeping. The dude was standing up there. He said, pray me, repeat after me. I said, I know what he teach. But you know, that's because you're blind. Peter said, sins be removed and receive the Holy Ghost. So any other method, you won't get that. It's a simple statement. There's a famine. It's always been in the land of the lost, and now it's come to the church. It's a famine, brother. The word is dissipated. You know what else is a famine? What I'm doing now, closing out the message. Famine. This is what you hear now at best. Come now. Come on, we're going to a restaurant. What's time to eat? What? Come now. I don't want to tell you all that about those steps. Those steps are very horrendous to souls. They scare me that way. People are scared of steps. Tell a big story about steps. It's sad, boy. But I tell you what, when you hear that little devil howling hell, woo, the screech alone will drive you crazy. Because he's going to be howling in hell. But your love for the Lord will prove you should believe that all the way. So, brethren, me and you, I think about it all the time. Me and you went to a funeral. This other day, Brother Charles Bailey. Great elder at the Northway Side Church of Christ. Make sure this thing on. Great elder. I remember serving with him. Remember I was stepped down when I first started teaching. I go straight for Brother Bailey. I said, Brother Bailey, look, I love you, great man, but I don't want you to play, brother. I'm serious. No, you sat through the message. Just tell me, was it accurate? Was it right? Was it show off? What he said? Like they used to teach in the old day. I said, you serious, Brother Bailey? I said, I'm going to ask you every time. My Brother Bailey, if there's something wrong, just I say, well, I said, I'll tell you, son. I said, every time. Great elder, great leader. Went to Garden Oaks, great man now. Went through sickness, rose up. 20 years past what they said he'd die of, he lived. And finally the Lord said, go. 97. Wonderful wife, Carol. Wonderful people. But the idea, you know, you think about things that Brother Bailey saw stuff that he knew. Man, we would never let this kind of stuff go. No. 97 years old. Can you imagine the changes he saw? Woman baptizing Brother Bailey that hurt his back laughing so hard. How did they get that far off? And man, saints, you and I are left here. We got to rise. We don't have time for people that don't have time to come to church or stay at church or be at church. Move forward. I was saying I'll keep in my heart till I die because God told Israel to keep it in their heart. Who there today? That's who you work with. Amen. All you got is Joshua and Caleb? That's enough. Let's go. See, that's you work with what's there. Quit dealing with what's not there. What's there? Let me tell you something. If you was in a real army, you say, Nene not here. Man, Nene the best gunner. Put Billy on it, man. If you shoot bullets anywhere, as long as they don't hit us, we gonna make it. Put a new guy on there with peach fuzz on his face. By the time he through, he'll look like he been there 20 years. Because he know, man, hey, we work with what we got. And God is all we need. You believe that, brother? You're very important to the Lord. You can be with his army or you can be cast out. But you can get the fruits of the benefit. Even the sons of Belial, quick as they were, they had enough sense to know. That's blessings being with David. That's blessings being with the spiritual David. But don't be a son or daughter of Belial. Be a faithful saint. And remember that. The Lord added 3,000 souls that day. Where they continue in? Not Joyce Meyer's doctrine. Not Steve Ozan's doctrine. The apostles' doctrine. Breaking of bread, prayers, and the fellowship, which is a walking in the light as Christ is in the light. But you got to hold on to that real tight. Oh, it's so easy to slip. I've seen people slip. Brother, I saw myself slip 20 years ago. And as I was slipping, I looked at myself. I said, man, do you know you losing grip? You're looking at this word. Why is it not clicking along? So I'm through. I already know it's in your heart. You look at my book all day. I'm not telling you nothing no more, Ozan. You're done. And I was done. And when I came back, I realized, I said, I know how never to go out no more. I see this book, man, I could care less who agree. I'm wasting your time talking to brethren like me. And that's my personal witness, because Paul gave it, and I gave it. Some people are scared to get their personal witness because they're not walking right. They can't give no witness. Talk about Jesus. What about you? Do you obey? Because it's only going to benefit you. Jesus is already in heaven. You want to get that, you got to walk right. Not talk about it and live like it. You have to understand. The Lord added to the church daily, so should be saved. Acts 2:47. You believe that? Remember, the eunuch was excited. Philip isn't doing any joy. Do you believe with all your heart? I see the water too. It says, if you do, you may. So I believe Jesus Christ is the Son of God. 1 Corinthians 12:13 says, for by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body. Whether Jew or Gentile, bond or free, and have all been made to drink into one Spirit. God's Spirit does work. No man can save your soul. Hey, Moses couldn't do it. He was almost, what the hell? They're self fooling around with saints like us. We have to realize that. It is the Spirit of God that loves you past your mom and daddy, past the preachers, past everybody. The Spirit of God is what lifted up Christ. If you want to be in heaven, stand firm on what you know. Don't look to the left or the right. Don't look at me. Cast me to the side and make it in if I slip in any way. Because God is not going to take that excuse. If you believe that, the scriptures are clear. It says, 1 Peter 3:21 and 22. There's a famine, I told you. It's a famine in the denomination where it's coming to us. We're running out of fruit. The life figure wears of even baptism is also now saved us, not the putting away the filth of the flesh, but they have to have a good conscience toward God by the resurrection of Jesus Christ, is going to heaven, angel authorities, and power such to him. Jamal Hamilton, community church fella now. I remember when he was preaching, he was talking about guys trying to match suits to Bibles. Now he's one of them. Jamal Hamilton. Remember that name. Remember that name. That guy. Oh boy, hell gonna be hot. Remember the Lord say, more stripes for him who know and do not. He's been sucked in. 1 Peter 3:21. Don't mean that no more. All may come to Christ. Don't worry about that baptism. If you've been baptized, come to Jesus, the community church. That's all right. That boy don't mean nothing to nobody in heaven. Neither do this boy here talking to you. Only Christ. You believe that and understand it, brethren? I've seen some great men go down the tubes like at an amusement park. I'm telling you now. Stand firm. Don't even listen to you. Listen to Christ. Revelation 2:10, the Lord made a promise. The devil shall cast some of you into prison. Tribulation 10 days. Satan don't miss no beating. I know 9.5. We only got 30 seconds. Satan will keep pressing and we might get him in the end. 10 days is up, he'll back up. When that time's up, he says, but if you be faithful to death, you receive everlasting life. Brethren, you're going to die one day, or you will be changed when you see the Lord. You will be changed for righteousness, or given a body that can withstand hell's torture. But you and I must realize something. Don't you get caught up in the surfacing of this foolish world, as Jesus said. Living in cares of life. Your end is coming, and so is mine. And you must stand with the Lord. He don't want to hear nothing about what I thought brother so-and-so was right. Hey, who is that? I'll tell you, who is that? What about brother Jesus? You knew he was right. I love you and I know you love me, but we love Christ more. Don't worry about what you see people do. Make sure you stand with the Lord. Come now together, we stand and sing Heaven's invitation.
Careless soul, while you linger, wandering,